I'm Senator Brandon Shippy from District 9. I know several of you probably know me, but just for the sake of those who don't, I'm from New Plymouth. District 9 goes all the way from Greenleaf up to Cambridge, and so I border the Oregon border the entire length of my district. And I'm native Idahoan, fourth generation. I'm married to my wife Raquel for going on 17 years. I have 3 children, and I have a sprinkler company. Apparently, the Idaho Statesman really likes that, but that's a private joke. If you've read the Idaho Statesman recently, I really appreciate what Senator Hart had said, that the proper role of government is to punish evil and reward good. It's really basic. I just want to talk to you about one issue this evening. There are a ton of issues, but I just want to talk about one this evening. In Genesis 9:6, it says, "Whoever sheds man's blood, by man his blood shall be shed, for in the image of God he created man." And then in Exodus 20:13 we read, "You shall not murder." So in our state we have a problem. In our Idaho Constitution, Article 1, Section 1, the Declaration of Rights, the inalienable rights of man, all men are by nature free and equal. I want you to pay attention to that. Free and equal. And they have certain inalienable rights, among which are enjoying and defending life and liberty, acquiring and possessing property and protecting property, pursuing happiness and securing safety. Section 2, all political power is inherent in the people. Government is instituted for their equal protection. So we have a problem in Idaho. I introduced a bill on Wednesday to seek to correct this problem. The problem in Idaho is that we don't uphold the biblical mandate that all men have this right to life, they're created in the image of God, and we don't uphold our constitutional mandate to provide that equal protection to all human beings. We all agree that the baby in the womb, the preborn child, is equally human as we are. I don't argue that I deserve better laws protecting me than them, and I don't think any of you would either. But in Idaho, that's the case that we find ourselves in. Our Idaho laws protecting the preborn are not the same laws that protect you. They don't provide the same level of protection, and in fact, I argue that they dehumanize the baby in the womb. They dehumanize the baby in the womb. Currently, our laws, when it comes to the penalty, maximum 5 years. If we applied that to any other group of human beings, we would find that despicable. But yet we apply that to the baby in the womb. There are certain babies that, because of external circumstances, they have no value at all, and they have no protection at all. And there are certain actors within the crime of ending an innocent human life, because it is murder when a baby in the womb is killed. There are certain actors that are completely immune. And what these laws do is they codify injustice. They codify the dehumanization of the baby in the womb. And so on Wednesday, I actually introduced a bill. It took a while to get it to that point of printing. And what this bill does is it provides equal protection. We've been calling it, it's called the Idaho Prenatal Equal Protection Act. And it got printed. It has a bill number. It's Senate Bill 1059. And currently right now, the chairman of State Affairs, Jim Guthrie, has said it will not go any further. He will not have a full hearing. But he did allow me to get it printed, and so we have a bill number. And what it does is it takes a very simplistic approach. It simply establishes in law the equal humanity and protection of the baby in the womb. It doesn't offer up any form of discrimination against various external circumstances such as rape and incest. Those are heinous crimes committed on women and girls. But should the baby in the womb die for the sins of their father? Is their life worth less because of their external circumstances? The answer is no. How do we know? Because it's our inherent humanity that gives us our value, not our external circumstances. It's a really simple thing, but yet we've convoluted it. And we have dehumanized the baby in the womb. When you think about animals, we have coyotes. The only protection they have is that you have to get a hunting license to kill them. right? So the baby conceived in rape. You just have to have a police report, and it can be legally murdered in Idaho. But a bald eagle has a little more protection. Well, so most of your, a baby conceived in a normal circumstance has a little more protection, but it's not the same protection that you and I have. And we actually give preference to adults in Idaho, adults or children that are born, and we say that there's something different between the baby in the womb and us. Those are some major issues that this bill actually addresses. It simply just provides equal protection, recognizes equal humanity, and it's a simple thing, and yet it's so complicated to get pro-life Republicans on board with this. It seems bizarre that that's where we're at, but that's where we've been for the past, 50 years. I get a lot of pushback, and people say, well, you need to take maybe a slower approach, chip away. We've been chipping away for 50 years. And where has it gotten us? The issue at hand is not that we need to just try to provide a little more protection here, a little more protection there. The issue is a core issue. It's that our laws do not recognize the equal humanity of the baby in the womb. And until we correct it there, we'll never correct the issue. We'll always be fighting these battles. And so that's what this bill does. It establishes in law the equal humanity of the preborn child with no caveats, no qualifications. It just simply says it's human as you're human. And it doesn't apply justice differently. It doesn't apply different weights and measures. It doesn't apply different measures of discrimination. And I believe this is the approach that God will honor. And whether or not this goes through this session and it goes through next session or in 20 years or after I'm dead, unless the Lord raises the house, the builder builds in vain. And so as a father and a husband, I have an obligation, a mandate from God to provide for my family. So he's given me that mandate. And for me to obey that, I don't get to choose any path that I think might work. He's also prescribed the path for me to do that. I can't use theft or fraud to accomplish providing for my family. So he's given us the goal to treat the baby in the womb as equally human as any other born person. But I believe he's also prescribed the path for that. And it's really simple. He says to the civil magistrate, you shall do justice and only justice. We don't have a third option. So I believe that as a legislator, I have one option on this, and it's to do justice and only justice. I can't run any other play. I have to run the one play that's prescribed for me to run, and that's to recognize the equal humanity of the baby in the womb. So that's what that bill is at. Right now, we're trying to gain supporters. We're trying to get other legislators to sign on. I think we've got 10 or 11 to sign on so far of senators and House and representatives, and so that's been awesome to get those signatures. And so we're just going to try to build momentum right now. We do have ballot initiatives coming up to try to legalize abortion in 2026, and so this, I believe, will help the case. This is having the conversation. This is speaking the truth about the baby in the womb and not trying to skirt around it. I think this is the main issue in our state. The blood of the innocent cries out from the ground. We are under God's judgment because of this. And until we correct oppression, why would we expect God's blessing on anything? So that's why I'm really passionate about this. Be praying about this issue with this equal protection bill.